Hey, welcome back to another episode, Everyday Nonsense Podcast. Today we got a special guest. We have the New England Dad Zach Remi here. Zach,
what's up?
we really appreciate you making the hike down.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's kind of funny saying the hike down because, like, so far all the guests have had to drive up to get here.
Oh, yeah.
But for you, it's coming from New Hampshire.
Yeah, that is one thing I don't miss about living in Massachusetts is driving.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's the
As
worst.
soon as you get to like Salem, New Hampshire, it starts clogging up. But
I mean, just from growing up where we grew up
yeah,
in Revere and then living up here,
yeah.
it's like,
I was saying to him, I taught in Revere for like a year, one of my first years, and had to drive down from Salem, Mass. We lived in Salem, Mass for a while.
That's another
And
tough
it's
spot
like,
to live, man.
Man, that like 9-mile stretch is just bumper to bumper the whole way. You know?
Revere is known to just be where time stops.
Yeah.
You're in your car and you're coming through Boston. You're like battle to get over the Tobin Bridge. You get to the other side and you're like, all right, no, it's not too bad. You come around the corner and it's like.
I feel like everybody that lives in Revere too works in Revere. Like everybody at the school, like pretty much lived right around the neighborhood.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
it's
No,
like-
because then it makes it one of those dream jobs.
Yeah.
You have the summers off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, you know.
I mean, outside of that, I mean, just driving in the city of Revere when there's traffic in the morning with school.
Oh yeah, it's a shit show.
It's a nightmare.
Well, working in Boston most of the time, you know, I was in the union pouring concrete,
Yeah.
right? So we would, just to be at work over the other side of the bridge from Revere.
Yeah.
You had to leave at a certain time or it was a 45-minute ride.
Yep.
And it was,
So you just get through the city.
yeah, to get on the other side of the
Yeah.
bridge. I mean, I'm working in Charlestown.
My dad was a union carpenter his whole life.
Oh, back in the day?
Yeah. He retired probably close to 10 years ago now, I guess. But
Yeah.
I drove in from southern New Hampshire like an hour each way every day.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
I work with a lot of guys that do it. They drive from all over. New
Yeah,
Hampshire,
money's
Maine.
worth it, you know,
well, to work in the zone
Yeah.
of Boston.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you make a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's more work.
Yeah.
And the jobs
used to
go
be.
longer.
Used to be.
Yeah.
Commercial real estate and commercial everything in the city is I think is hurting because everybody's working from home.
Yeah.
Not for long.
It's what
I
it
don't
is.
think, right? It's the everyday nonsense.
No, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm in the city a lot. I used to be in the city a lot more, and I've noticed commercial real estate. A lot of these buildings are empty. I don't want to get too dark and dreary right now and bring everybody down, but I'm wondering what's going to happen here.
Yeah. Well, people being in the city is good for me because they, go out to shows and whatnot. So
Speaking of shows,
what's that?
Did you want to bring up
yeah, Zach's
Zach's Instagram?
Instagram, but your stand up.
Yeah.
It's the first thing you had with the end of the tour coming up, right?
Oh yeah. No, I wouldn't call it a tour, but yeah. Just places I'm hitting. Yeah, I'm just getting started. I've been doing it for about a year, so yeah, it's just
Like booking yourself, setting yourself
yeah.
up.
It's like month to month right now.
And then
So.
being a dad of 3,
Yeah.
you got to plan it out.
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, Nick,
Yeah.
it's
I mean,
busy.
I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean? I'm not doing stand up. I got to tell you, I give you a lot of credit because stand up is one of those things I have to imagine that's like professional fighting. But from your
Yeah.
couch, you're like,
Yeah. Well, I do jujitsu too, so
Nice. Yeah.
and I boxed growing up, the Haver Boxing Club. So
awesome.
yeah, I love all that shit. Like anything
Absolutely.
that
Yeah.
scares
But-
you a little bit is good in my book.
Yeah.
It's one of those
Nick
things,
did-
though.
No.
Good,
I'll
good.
tell
I
you.
don't-
Nick did Muay Thai.
I was gonna say, I'm sure you know that as a firefighter, you like the adrenaline rush.
Yeah, I used to train Muay Thai at City Odd
Oh,
Tongue in
nice.
Somerville for a long time.
Yeah.
And I honestly, that was a great time when, like you said, when you have kids, it gets a lot harder to do stuff.
Yeah.
I did a little jujitsu with
Nice.
BTT, but it was then I just had my rib dislocated.
Oh yeah.
And then when I ended up healing
Yeah,
back
that'll
from that,
happen.
I never made my way back.
I want Chinese food.
That's not even
You're
the same.
talking about ribs, Muay Thai, South Korea, right?
You
I don't
know-
know what the fuck you're talking about.
You know, Chinese food. I haven't had good Chinese food, I feel like, since I moved up here. And you living in,
Oh,
you know,
we
you
have
used to live in
nothing.
Beverly and now you live in
Yeah.
New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do for Chinese food?
man.
Well, you make it yourself.
It's non-existent. Yeah. I wait till I come to Massachusetts.
Right? No
Yeah.
shit. But even the places aren't the same.
Yeah. Yeah. We used to go to Lucky Corner in Haverhill. Have you
Yeah.
ever been? I don't know if you guys have ever been there, but
I went to Wang's Table
okay.
in Haverhill recently.
Yeah,
it was,
yeah.
it was awesome. Shout out to
Yeah,
Wang's Table.
yeah.
And the reason that I'm able to even remember the name is because I keep thinking of Big Trouble in Little China. And the guy who did the tours was
See
Wang.
that movie?
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah.
Oh,
haven't-
it's a
haven't-
fucking
Dave, have you ever seen it?
I've never seen
Stop.
that.
Really?
I swear to God.
You need to watch Big Trouble.
Who's it? Is it a comedy?
It's Kurt
Kurt
fucking
Doug-
Russell.
Kurt Russell, right?
No, definitely
Really?
not. No, I haven't seen
No.
It is.
Listen, eventually he's gonna get one of these buttons right, like at the right time.
I
He just randomly hits them, so hopefully it
You
hits.
guys are high quality with the soundboard, though.
I
This is
figure
top-level
eventually I'll
production,
get good at
just so you know.
Listen,
Yeah,
this
I
is
think it's
just
pretty
like
good.
stand up, right? Just
Yeah,
like stand up.
Yeah, the more you do it, the better you get.
Yeah, and the only
Yeah.
time I do this is twice a month.
And as you can see, we plan it right before we turn it on.
Yeah,
Well, we try to be current. We try to be like, what's going on? Like,
Yeah.
what's really, you know?
yeah, but talking's probably less hard than working on these buttons, I'm sure. So.
That's what I said. He does the hard stuff.
Yeah,
No, I
yeah,
don't think you guys realize the responsibility that you have, that so many people depend on you for their news.
A lot of people are
Well,
checking.
well, the goal is to make fun of the news. And I heard you say that, and it's true. Like, you know, like where do you know, I'm going to answer for you. So where you get your some of your inspiration from, and you were like, just the nonsense that's going on. That's funny.
yeah,
Just putting a funny New England spin on it,
yeah.
you know? And that's what we do. What's going on?
There's a great crop of which you are,
Yeah,
of Boston social media stuff that's going on. It's just
There
it
is,
hits
yeah.
you, like some of the Boston stuff is, you know, it's
Yeah.
funnier to us too. By the
Yeah,
way,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But it still reaches.
yeah. I feel
Nationwide.
lucky to have gotten into it like a little early because I feel like it is like getting saturated a little bit
Yeah.
at this point. But
Now, Lawrence, that cues you to do that.
What?
It's getting saturated with a new podcast. We're like, no, it's true, right? So I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I made
No.
a joke. I
no,
don't do
that's funny. I
stand-up.
wish
don't- yeah.
no, I get it.
yeah, yeah.
I was laughing on the inside.
I was talking more about like that, just like the New England and Boston like theme of it. But
Oh yeah, you're a
I
little
know.
wider then.
what's that? Yeah, I mean, am I? I don't know. Instagram doesn't like me to be
Really? Why?
broader than like. Well, you get funneled into like a niche, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
but
gotta
a niche
kind of
that
work
they-
your way out of that.
You think they do well? You from experience, you have them like paying attention to a radius when they're feeding you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
It's your fault,
algorithm
yeah.
figures out where you live and who to push your content to after
Yeah,
a
yeah.
while. Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Well, the
Yeah.
same way you can control ads that way.
Yeah.
You know, by the
Yeah,
radius.
that's why
Yeah,
like
targeting
putting
their
like location on your posts will help you out because anything that can like make it easier for the algorithm to figure out who to push your content to,
Yeah.
you know, is gonna work better in your favor.
I don't know if anybody that lives up here would want to listen.
No,
to
you
the-
wouldn't
I'm on-
tag. You
I'm
wouldn't
on the
tag
kid.
up here. You just tag someplace you want.
Oh,
Yeah, you tag. You
You're
can
right.
you can tag
Okay.
Revere. You can tag whatever
yeah,
you
that's
want.
true.
Yeah.
Duh. Sorry.
Yeah, this is a fancy neighborhood. Is that what you mean?
No. There's not a lot of people up here though either.
In Boxford.
No, not that. Yeah. I mean, other than family and friends that are of ours.
I don't know, but I wanted to say to you what I was saying about the stand up is like fighting is the fact that everyone's sitting on their couch thinking that they could do it.
Oh yeah.
It's one of those ones where, like, even me, I'll catch myself watching it. I'll watch Kill Tony or something. Like, dude, I
Well,
can't get up there. I know what I would do.
well, Kill Tony's terrible. So
I know, but I'd watch like
Kill Tony itself, the guys on the stage, great. the
way
most
they
of
re-
the open micers.
Oh, they're
I mean,
tough.
Yeah,
you
no,
might
no,
get
no.
like one or two episode that are decent. It's
I
like
agree.
I don't even think some of the regulars are good, in my opinion. Right? I don't think they're good. I think that the way that
what's-
they get ragged on
The
is
Estonian
good.
dude is hysterical.
yeah,
No. Some of them
some
are.
of them.
Listen,
Yeah, I mean, some of them are better than others.
but there's regulars that come up there like,
get it.
and I get all, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
I just used it as
You
an
know.
example because just your random guy gets to go up there and give it a shot. And,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I've watched a few episodes, and like you said, honestly, there is a lot worse than there is good. But
yeah.
you watch it, and you're like, watching everybody bomb, and you're like, I think I can, you
It's
know.
one of those things where, like fighting, you very quickly like laugh it off because you know other people really couldn't do it. You know?
Right, exactly.
Because
Yeah,
it's
I
like
can see
not
that.
only the pressure thing, but it's also like keeping up with it. Like you might be funny, but like, can you go out every night and put it together? You know, and
So what,
do
let
a,
me
do a type 5 to 10. You know, because that's what it's about at first, and then
Yeah.
you know you build a name for yourself and a reputation. People put you on their shows, etc. You know, so
People come for
it's
you.
like a whole. There's like a whole hustle side of it too. You know, which
I
is,
can imagine.
Yeah.
That's
No
what I'm
shit.
saying, man. It
Yeah.
looks I realize how hard it is. Not even try. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
And I'm not saying that you're not funny or you couldn't do it.
I'm
you
saying I
yourself
couldn't.
probably could do it, but
no.
it is funny that like, yeah. I mean, and I think a lot of people are funny, and a lot of people
I think
probably
it's like
could
karaoke
do it. But
to us.
I think it takes
you know,
the right opportunity and situation because
that
you
was
know
probably a terrible analogy. So
what's
let me
that like karaoke? Is
Yeah,
that
I
what
just
you're
say
saying?
where people, you know why? Because people think that they can sing good,
Yeah.
right? Because we are, I feel like New England is, we're funny.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Northeast,
well, that's why
we're funny.
Yeah.
So
well, that's why this area.
that's
is
what
one
I
of
meant
the
by
toughest areas
karaoke,
to
not
do
no
comedy.
disrespect to how hard
No, I
comedy
got
is.
what you were saying.
Yeah.
That's why comedy in New England's so hard though, because everybody is funny. So they're like, "Are you fucking funny? I'm gonna give you about 30 seconds to prove that you're funny to me." You know, it's like,
I mean,
I'd freeze.
when I was
I'd
going
think I would freeze to think of something funny to say.
yeah.
I was going through your Instagram, and there was one of your, I think maybe one of, I don't know if it was one of more your popular videos, but it was the one where you
I'm gonna
used,
pull it up,
I think it was In Sync.
Oh
You,
yeah.
you,
That's one
that-
of my most popular.
Dude,
videos.
that video made me laugh, dude. I was like,
It's
that-
so funny what hits with people. You know, because I'm like, that's so stupid, but people love it.
Listen,
I was
listen,
gonna
when I
say,
was in
what
high
was
school,
great.
we used to sing that shit
Oh yeah.
to the girls.
How old are you?
I'm 45.
Okay.
No, wait, I'm 46.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 46.
Nice.
Yeah. So I mean, I graduated in '97,
Yeah.
and my daughter's about to turn 1 this week.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and I'm getting snipped April 1st. So
Jokes on
one's
you.
You're a
turning 1.
braver man than I.
You know.
I'm holding out right now. I'm like, oh.
What about
I
getting
also
snipped?
haven't gone to the dentist in like 5 years. Though, so.
Yeah. Is there a
It's
dentist
like-
up where you live?
Yeah, I knew that was coming. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I still work
Listen,
with power tools in the barn, you know. And just,
I
you can
saw
do
a
you and the
meme.
horse at the same time.
The water well outside is what's generating the power.
I saw a meme of a guy talking about there was a dentist in his area that got pinched for drugs.
I think I said
Oh,
that.
you see
too.
that? Oh, did you send that me?
I thought that was
That's
hysterical. I
fucking
sent
hilarious.
that to you.
What's the point? He said something like, "I've been going to him for like 12 years. I never knew he was a dentist."
He's like, you never know people. Yeah. You know, guy in my neighborhood got arrested for selling drugs.
yeah.
Oh, fuck,
That's
I,
funny.
I already
Yeah,
fucked it
yeah,
up.
I know.
Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm not
I
booking
never-
myself for stand up.
Yeah, me either.
No, I know.
I was going to
how-
ask you, what came first? Did the social media come first or the stand up?
Yeah, the social media came first. I in like after COVID, our daycare kind of got all fucked up.
Yeah.
And I'm a teacher. I had been teaching for like 10 years. And, you know, we had our second kid in 2021. And it was just like, it just made more sense for me to stay home for a little while. And I've been doing that ever since. Now we have 3 kids. And so I just, out of boredom, kind of started the social media thing.
But producing the social media must have given you confidence that you had the material, right?
Yeah, in a way. I think like I got to a point where I'm like looking, we just had our daughter, she's 6 months. I'm looking like, 5 more years down this road of being home and like losing my mind. And I was just like, I got to get out of the house and be in front of, teaching. It's like, yeah, you're entertaining. I taught in the inner city mostly too. So it's like, you're entertaining people to some degree all day, or you're not teaching them, that.
Right.
So it's like, it was I'm still working on it all the time and I love it. But, so it did give me the confidence a little bit,
I was
because
just
it's like,
did the stand up come first or the social? In the social media?
So the social came first, but it also gives me like an outlet to kind of, like I was saying, the Instagram, like you get funneled where like I feel like all I'm talking about sometimes is New England stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
So with the stand up, I can talk about parenting and
which I like
stuff like that,
because when I thought of this idea of let's start a podcast, Nick, right? It was because my wife was pregnant.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to be an older dad.
Yeah.
This is going to be hilarious. And then all of a sudden his wife was pregnant too. And he was then we find out he's having a girl. And and I was just like, this is going to be unbelievable.
Yeah.
And, it made a lot of sense.
And that's the end of the
your
story.
pitch. No, it's going to be unbelievable.
but I'm saying I decided. I know. I'm sorry that the Don Roberto.
And we had the babies,
And then, but then we don't. We try not to talk too much about our personal.
Yeah.
But I was expecting that to be a lot of my material. Is my point of what I was trying to say. I'm sorry.
You have a ton of content.
I do.
Yeah, I'm like trying to find that one specific one. And I'm like, my head's spinning.
Do you feel like in the beginning? Because obviously we're in the beginning,
Yeah.
Well, not the beginning, but the beginning.
The beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So do you feel like it's to post constantly, or do you
in a way?
Yeah.
But like sometimes like not in the way it's funny. I was actually having this conversation today with a friend of mine who's a comedian and kind of can't get any traction online and
trying to figure out playing a vicious game.
Yeah. And at
like,
first
I won't gamble, but
he said something earlier that's very true, which is I assume, by the way, because it's not from experience. But you don't know what's going to hit. You might have some great
I've noticed
material that
I've noticed people who have had some success say that, like it's always a thing that you didn't expect to take off, or or something you did on impulse and then it hit, or you know what I mean.
It's very few people that I've seen like blow up right away.
Absolutely.
Unless you kind of didn't see their start, that happens too. I feel like, but a lot of the times, especially with me being like chronically online now, you'll see people working at it and you'll be like, oh, this guy's working at it. It's like, cause it's only been like a year and a half for me since I went from like, I was like around 20K for like a year probably, and which was great, but then all of a sudden I blew up, and it was like actually that in one of those in sync videos that
where would do you know where that would be on?
I honestly don't.
No. All right.
But it's basically like Connecticut saying I'm not the worst state. And
dude, I love
states are saying
told
you
me
are,
about that.
You are. I thought that was great.
Yeah,
Dude.
people love those videos.
Connected. Oh shit.
But so busting balls was the biggest thing so far. Although there's
that's
a lot
pretty
of
much
there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I haven't really
I work a lot on stereotypes on Instagram, and I just kind of like got funneled into that.
So it was like immediately
people love the New
like
England stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of people like, I get a lot of people that live down in Florida or California that say, they miss home and things
like that. Well, you do the Boston accent great.
Yeah.
You do it authentic.
Yeah. Well, I don't really have a thick accent, but my parents do.
It's authenticious.
Authenticious, yeah.
But I hope we get slain on some point day.
Yeah, I try not to oversell it,
No.
Like some people.
That's right. You know what I'm saying?
Because yours is real.
Well, when you said that, from me doing some research, living in Beverly, in North Shore, you know what I mean?
Yeah. My parents grew up in Haverhill,
Yeah.
they kind of like moved us over the border because they thought, getting out of the city. But then I ended up just hanging out with my cousins in Haverhill my whole life. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But then living in Beverly, it's like you hearing the voice enough.
Oh yeah.
that
And
when
as
it's
a
time to
teacher,
mimic it,
yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
no
Totally.
problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
I was going to say, not to interrupt that,
All right.
but so I was just going to say, like, the way that take us through what happened when you really got smashed on that first video where you got all the bananas.
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. I'm kind of like, I'm not like the best person at this because it's like the answer's not like what you want to hear, right?
No,
It's like,
whatever your impression is.
Nothing changes all that much. I am getting at like a certain amount of ads at this point, and I could probably get more if I was
Trying harder.
a little. Yeah, I think I'm putting more of my effort in. That was perfect.
Thank you.
I think I'm trying to like put more effort into my stand up and I only have so many hours in the day, but I am getting a fair amount of like ads coming, and I also don't want to like do ads that I like don't really feel like people are gonna like or that don't represent me, because once you start doing that, then people just unfollow you or they mute you, which is even worse sometimes.
Really?
Right, but I was just gonna get to
It's like a delicate game that you're playing, because I see some big accounts that are putting out like 4 or 5 videos a day, and it's like that's great, but people are also maybe being like, I'm kind of sick of seeing this guy. I'm going to mute him.
I feel like people are sick of seeing our shorts.
No, that's not true.
No,
but you were saying something.
I was just going to say, if once you notice something that you didn't expect happen.
Yeah, you start doing it more.
No, I hear you. But did you get like, a bunch of views and then all these followers came and then you did more of the same thing? And right? Obviously.
Yeah. Right.
And that evolved probably pretty quickly, right?
Yeah, you beat a dead horse
of course.
online. And a good piece of advice I got from actually Ian Brownhill, who we were talking about earlier, is that you got to kind of ignore the comments that are like, I'm sick of like watching this, type of thing.
Well, because
there's a lot of hate out there.
It's turning over.
There's a ton of hate out there. Yeah.
I don't.
I get called a homosexual multiple times a day. So.
Well, I could tell you, I mean, a lot that drives me to the you go right to the comments sometimes in some of these videos.
Yeah.
And obviously yours isn't one of them. I get what you're doing and I like it. But there's some people where you look at and you're like, do they know? And you go on and you click on it and you're like, look at these comments. I mean, you have some really funny videos, man. Another thing that you do that I like is the video game characters.
Yeah.
I actually saw that before.
Those do really well.
Yeah, I just passed one here. Like,
I gotta be honest.
pull this up.
Okay. I gotta be honest,
this is
right?
one of his more popular, I think.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you would be in a video game until my brother's
like,
like, he told me, and I was like, wait, what? Oh, and then he goes,
straight
dude,
out of,
you fucking play video games.
Yeah, it's like more.
It's great.
It was perfect. And then I went like this. It dawned on me.
It was a trend, like back in
right.
Oh, was it? I don't know.
A few years back, and
I think it's hilarious.
People love it. So
you put your own swing on it, and honestly,
yeah.
Like you always I enjoy stuff that makes me genuinely laugh. Like you see so much content because you have it right in your hand, right? So you flip, and then you catch something. And I didn't know you didn't know we were gonna have you here, and at one time saw this, and I was like. Like the fucking main guy. Perfect, dude. Perfect. Connecticut. And I don't even know, like, you shit on Connecticut. And I gotta be honest, I get it.
Yeah. It's, you're not from.
No.
What happened in Connecticut?
I know, and I get so much
It's
hate
just
from Connecticut people, and they want me to. But then it's
I think it's hilarious.
As soon as you do, like, I'll do like a guy in a UConn jersey or something, and the video won't do as well. So I'm like, well. Fuck you guys.
Fuck you.
You're not supporting me when I'm doing a good character for you.
Right.
I'm just going to keep doing the yuppie guy.
Right? No shit. Making fun of it does better.
It's stereotypes, right? It's like, I'm from New Hampshire, and it's like, New Hampshire gets the redneck stereotype type of thing. And it's like, it's really not how it is up there, Like,
I love going to New Hampshire.
But it's like, That's the funny stereotype. That's
Yeah.
what people want to see and laugh at. They don't want to see like, that's comedy. Comedy's
Yes.
an exaggeration of life. If you're
Yes.
just talking about, that's the news. If I'm just like portraying the truth to you, you know what I mean? And it's like, I'm trying to make you laugh.
Listen, like you said,
because
man.
people will get serious about it. They'll be like, this isn't exactly true. And it's like,
Yeah,
who
no
fucking
shit.
cares?
Yeah, right.
It's exaggerated.
Yeah.
That's
We say it all the time, especially being an Italian guy from Revere, dude.
Oh, yeah.
You got to be like, yeah, stereotypes exist for a reason. Like, no matter how hard I try, I started a business and I went out to the city, and like at first I was like trying to pronounce my R's. And, and then I realized that that's just, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And,
It's too hard.
And in
It's
this
too hard to
day
keep up
and
with.
age, you kind of get rewarded for authenticity, I think.
I hope so, because that's about all we got going on here.
Yeah, well, that and, consistency and hard work,
So those are the things we need to do more of.
Well, we are consistent.
Hey, two times a month is pretty good. It's like
it was more realistic.
it's a lot of work.
Because we both, having, a daughter, and all you have.
Yeah.
I'll let you talk about yourself, but you have 3 children.
3 kids. Yep.
And he has 4.
Yeah,
I
you got to
have-
find what works for you.
I have 1, and I'm done.
Yeah.
1 and done.
Yeah.
So, Dave, 1. See,
I think with you guys, twice a month is great. It's just probably finding creative ways to put out clips more often.
Yeah. The problem is that the clips, I try to pick the ones that are good, and I want you to know something, because we're not putting out so much. Like, I'm nuts about the times and the days. What days work? You know what I mean?
This was another one of your, not I mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay.
This was another one of your popular ones, right? I didn't really get to watch it. I'm going to put it on.
Oh shit! We had it on the whole time. My bad.
I know that. That's fine.
Sorry.
It's okay. I was scrolling all this stuff anyway while we were talking.
I'm Holly. I'm Nora. I'm Janet.
I grew up like 15 minutes from Hampton Beach. So.
Oh man, we used to go up there as soon as we were like old enough to drive.
Oh yeah,
that was like the first destination that you would go out of Revere.
It was a long ride. Yeah. And then the Strip. And
Hampton
we grew up on
Beach
Revere
is-
Beach, so it was the only thing that was like different.
Yeah.
But somehow the same.
Yeah. Oh yeah, same vibes for sure.
Yeah, you could buy cool knives.
Yeah. And fireworks.
Yeah.
We're on the way home.
Yeah.
There was a Beachmont roast beef
Oh
up
yeah.
there
I didn't know that.
in
no.
Salisbury, not Hampton. Right over the bridge.
Yeah.
We used to go there. There was a Beachmont roast beef. I used to tell people all that all the time. No one would
Oh
believe
shit.
it. And I would say to them, if we go there, you got to pay now.
Yeah.
And this is,
It's still there?
I don't think so. And there's no
yeah.
Beachmont roast beefs left anymore.
Yeah. There's
They're all
one
gone.
good place in Seabrook. Can't think of the name of it right now.
They know who they are.
Yeah, they do know who they are.
There's one good place up here.
Yeah.
Zeno's. It's in Ipswich.
I like Zeno's.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. I'd go there.
I've never been.
Oh yeah.
Zeno's used to be Chicks back in the day.
Really?
And there used to be a Chicks in Haverhill, and that's like where I grew up going with my dad and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Old school.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because
three-way.
yeah. We growing up, my dad was a carpenter too.
Yeah.
Local 218.
Yeah.
And there used to be money inside the wino, he called it.
No, yeah.
And then there would be money for me to go to the Bogues. We called Beachmont roast beef the Bogues.
Nice.
Bogies. And there'd be money in there for me to go get it after school or whatever, before he got home from work.
Yeah.
And we just go there and get double deckers. Do
Nice.
you remember the double decker?
No.
The double decker
back in the day, it was we would get a big beef, but
and that's onion roll.
I don't know.
No, super.
Yeah,
Super beef was the onion
yeah.
roll. The big beef was the seeded roll.
Yeah.
That was the thing. And then the regular beef, the junior had no.
Well, I just realized too.
Wow.
That we haven't even talked about any of the stuff the news.
Oh, good.
I just realized that. Well, it's really off the rails. It's getting crazy.
It's a good thing. That's a good thing. That was
How long we been going?
About 34 minutes.
Oh, okay.
That's nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right on track. So in the news and on our list was the astronauts coming back to flat Earth.
What's her name? Suni Williams, right? Her name's Suni Williams, right?
Who's one of the astronauts?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, because Trump was talking about her the other day, and he was like, she has incredible hair. You should see this lady's hair. I've never seen hair like it before.
That's the astronaut woman?
Yeah. He's going on and on about her hair is incredible.
Let me see. Let's pull her hair up. Don't pull it up yet. But
No, I'm just on standby. I got my finger ready.
I'm guessing. Oh, there it was. I hit it almost immediately. Sunita Williams.
Yeah.
Whoa. All right. Yeah. So there's some pictures of her before and after.
Her
too.
hair's very tame in that picture. Bring a picture of her up, like on the spaceship.
I wonder if there's one, if I do this, if they had some pictures of one today.
There you go, right there.
This one right
Yeah,
there?
with the American flag.
Whoa. Oh, and look at Cape Cod Times. Got it going on. Yeah. Unreal. Last time we talked about, on this podcast, we talked about whether or not this stuff is fake. That all these space,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
if that's fake.
It is. I mean, it is kind of crazy to think, maybe it was just like political that, they didn't want Elon bringing them home type of thing.
Yeah.
But like, it is kind of crazy to think like all of a sudden there's a new administration. And now these astronauts are home, It's like,
They were keeping them out there on purpose.
yeah, well, whatever it may
just
be.
wasn't priority.
And it is crazy. And all of a sudden they're home, you'd think it would take some time.
No, I agree with you. I didn't even think of it that way. Here's a little clip of them coming home.
Deployment at 2:53
We want
p.m.
sound or
Pacific,
no
so we
sound?
should see it any second
Oh,
now. And there
look at
you are
that.
getting a great
Yeah, they
view
look like
of
they're in
Crew
the
9
ocean or
inside
something.
Dragon Freedom as it returns back to Earth. We are awaiting the drogue
that is
deploys.
crazy.
This view coming from the WB-57
I
high
pictured there'd be
altitude
like
plane.
flames underneath.
And
Yeah,
there you see
right?
it on your screen, drogue deployment.
Drogue descent rate nominal.
It looks like a bag.
It really does. It's hard to believe that whatever that is, came through the ozone layer and
You're looking at
800 meters.
a live
I don't know
view
what I
of
believe
Crew
anymore.
9,
Me
minutes
neither,
away
man.
from splashing down.
This is
I
really
wouldn't
such
put it
an
past them,
incredible
really.
shot.
Oh, yeah.
Is there a conspiracy
Copy,
about this?
600.
the conspiracies about everything.
Yeah.
Do you how do you feel about conspiracy theories?
I love them.
Do you really?
And splash
Yeah, my
down.
wife
Crew
hates
9
them.
back on Earth.
Does she? I'm actually.
I mean, I like, I go into it like with like a non-belief, but I do find them interesting. It's like,
yeah, I do.
I think
too.
there's two sides to every story, right? It's
I like hearing them.
Yeah, me too.
Like one time on the podcast, Nick told me the Mandela effect.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the coolest
Yeah.
thing. I was like, oh
Well,
my
the
God.
one that gets me, and I know it's ridiculous, the Simpsons one.
Yeah.
How did that image of Donald Trump coming down the stairs,
Yeah.
Is that real?
is that real or fake? Now
I don't know.
I don't know. Now
Because
you
I
got-
haven't seen the episode, so
Oh, me neither.
because
I
I
didn't
know
watch
some
any of them,
they have
really.
done some AI stuff with The Simpsons.
Oh, yeah.
You
all right.
ruined a lot of stuff for me with telling me that
You just
AI.
ruined the Simpsons stuff for me.
With
Well,
the-
no, because I believed everything was real.
Oh,
And Nick's
yeah.
like, dude, that's AI.
Yeah,
I know, but
yeah,
why
I was
there's
like,
a lot of AI
oh.
out there now. It's crazy.
And now I'm like, oh, that's AI.
Why didn't I think they did
But
it?
I still
they did
believe in
it with
aliens.
Simpsons?
Do you believe in aliens?
yeah,
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 right?
yeah.
I mean, my thinking is this. There's no way we're the only planet that has a life form out of all the planets.
yeah.
There's just
I
no
think
way.
there's aliens living on Earth.
Will Smith.
Hot take.
Lizards?
Take. Yeah.
I don't know what they are. I don't know if they're in the ocean. I don't know if they're
No shit. Yeah, right.
if they're reptilian people. But yeah, I think there's things that
But there's
we don't
gotta be.
see
There's
on a
gotta be.
daily basis. I also believe in ghosts, though. So you take that for what it's
Spirits.
worth.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah, I grew up in an old house, and yeah, definitely believe in ghosts.
I can see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Currently, don't have ghosts in my house, which is nice.
No.
Knock on wood.
And you know why? Because you're the dad. You'd have to deal with them.
That's right.
Your kids are like, I saw a ghost. You got to go down there.
I'm like, you're full of shit. Go back to bed.
Like, can you pick yourself going down the hall? Like, now your kids just said that. And they saw some little kid or something. You're walking down the hall like, Dad's got it. And you're like, shit.
Yeah.
You got to be brave all of a sudden. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Had a couple of those bumps in the night. And you're like, all right, I got this. Like, yeah, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Click, click. No, I can't.
Yeah.
With the lights. Listen, I will say, moving up here and it being so dark,
Yeah.
there's no lights. That took some getting used to.
Yeah.
You know,
You should see where I live. You would not even believe it.
Is it woods?
Oh yeah. We live on 55 acres.
Oh my God.
Which is incredible. We have like our own trails and stuff.
Oh,
It's just it's awesome. Yeah.
That's awesome.
But it's out there for sure. Like our nearest like store is 10 minutes away. I mean, which is like box. I mean, you can get areas around here that are kind of the same way, but
cities.
Yeah. But like we don't have a city or anything. Like we're pretty close to Dartmouth College, like 20 minutes away from Dartmouth College.
Okay.
And there's obviously
college
places
towns
around.
up there and stuff. Yeah, there's places around. Yeah.
No, I get it. 55 acres. Oh,
it's
nice,
sweet.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you actually do some farming.
I do
saw?
a little bit. Yeah, not as much as I'd like to, but
You do a lot of hiking, right?
I do. Yeah. We're like that's kind of like half the reason we moved up there.
You can hike in your own yard.
Yeah.
On your own property.
Yeah. We're like
55
15 minutes from Mount Sunapee, so
Sick.
we ski a lot and
Love it.
so it's
Nice.
great.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, we used to ski.
Yeah.
My birthday is in January, so
Oh, nice.
What's there to do
Yeah,
in January?
yeah.
So we started going skiing.
Yeah.
Nick was like, "Let's do something for your birthday," and we would go skiing.
Yeah.
And
we ended up liking it.
and it was awesome because we grew up playing hockey.
Yeah.
So skiing just comes.
I never
second nature.
Yeah.
You know. we're
Yeah,
able
I
to do
learned
it.
how to skate before. I learned how to ski too.
And then it just makes it so that you don't ski all year long, and then you jump in on a set of your skis.
Yeah,
and you're good to go.
Yeah.
And you're just ready to. That's what we would do at least once a year.
Yeah. Hockey players are athletes, I think. You know?
I play. All three of my kids play hockey.
I never like played, but I always knew how, and my dad played, and I mean, it's one of the hardest sports.
That's
to play.
That's a
It's
sport. It's
like,
the only
for
sport I
sure.
really played, and I coach a lot. And my kids all play.
Yeah.
It's great because you're trying to balance yourself. You're trying to skate. You know what I mean? You're trying to see stuff happen before it does.
Yeah.
Using your hands.
Yeah.
Not get hit, leveled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for me, my dad would scream at us. Would scream at me if, to get his point across.
Yeah.
And he did.
Yeah.
And I did what he said to do. And I wasn't, scared.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Other people may have been, but the way he was yelling.
Of him.
But I wasn't.
Sir,
I was
need you to
taking the
calm down.
direction. They didn't want to say that either.
Yeah.
My
No,
dad-
I'm sure they didn't. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
my dad was a big guy. My dad's a big guy.
Yeah.
I'm not. So
that was back in the day when, people either minded their business or helped you out. One of the
because
two.
nobody was not everybody had a camera on them.
Yeah, that too, right? Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
but living where you are, you're doing the stand up, you're coming down to do stand up, you're going to places to do stand up. But when you're home, you're not getting, you do content when it comes to you.
Yeah. I don't, it's nice not having to put as much pressure on myself anymore.
Yeah. Right.
But
I can see that.
Yeah.
Taking the fun out of it.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of does in a way. Yeah. I mean, especially when you feel like you have to put something out that, you don't necessarily love 100%,
Yeah.
And that's definitely the case when you're first getting started because you just got to really hammer out content.
Really?
Unfortunately, and so, but, and just getting over posting to the void for a while.
Just to nobody.
Because it's
nobody,
yeah, exactly. Because you're like, oh, nobody likes this, but it's really the algorithm just isn't showing it to anybody. It's like they're like, oh, you're gonna keep posting type of thing.
Yeah,
it's weird. Yeah,
it is weird.
Yeah.
Well, that's why for us, at least with our Instagram, it's just a place for us to put our reels from YouTube. From the episode.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
There's no expectation for anything. You know,
We're having fun.
Yeah.
Listen, the truth is that my cousin, I grown up hanging out with him my whole life.
Yeah, it gives you a nice thing to do.
We do it, we don't
Yeah.
hang out anymore. We used to go golfing. We used to play hockey together.
Yeah.
We used to go ski trips.
Yeah.
His bachelor party was still
How old
one of
are
the
your
best
boys?
vacations
I have 11, 8, and 6.
Nice.
What about you?
I have 5, 3, and a baby. 2
Awesome.
boys and a girl.
A lot
Yeah.
of fun.
And
My daughter's 10 months.
I need to get snipped too.
Yeah, I'm going April 1st.
So the
which
fact is
the worst. Yeah,
after the
probably.
4th one of my buddy's brothers looked at me. It's such a simple thing when he looked at me. He's like, "You guys know where babies come from, right?" I just started fucking dying laughing, and I'm like, "Wow, that was actually pretty fun." And no, we're not sure how this keeps happening.
Yeah. Clueless.
Yeah.
But,
You hear some horror stories though about getting snipped. I don't know if you've heard any. I don't want to make you nervous, but I
thanks,
heard
dude.
one the other day. This guy was like, "I was down for a year. I was in myself. I
I
couldn't
know
do it."
Somebody
Like, Jesus Christ. I
that
don't
was
want
said that they were
My
hurting
God.
extra time.
Imagine not being able to jerk off for a year.
No, I can't.
It's funny. My cousin Ralph, his brother Ralph, told us about Rob Snyder
Oh, yeah.
doing a bit where he said, "Where does it go?"
He
So
made
they
me
cut
Google
ya.
it, dude. He made me Google
Where
it.
does it go?
So you cut
It
it.
dissolves-
Now, where does it go? It doesn't come
dissolves into
out.
your body, dude.
See, that can't be good for you.
I don't think so.
Hey, you know what? Know what you'll notice about it? The more you talk about it around group, obviously, I said my kids play hockey. If I go to hockey and I talk to some of the other dads, right?
Yeah.
More dads snip than not.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, 100%.
I couldn't
Especially in
believe.
club
Yeah.
hockey.
Yeah,
They're,
I'm
they're
sure.
like, I can't.
But not only
No
that,
more.
just any
No
any
more.
sports, any of the sports my kids play. My kids play baseball, lacrosse,
I know.
hockey,
I'm
Yeah.
just
and
teasing there.
every group if you bring it up, 3 of the dads are like, "Oh, dude, it was nothing." Or,
Everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a pain. Like I know a guy who did it and said his fucking balls swelled gigantic.
Really?
But like then I hear
Why do
dude,
you got to tell me this shit?
there's a million people that that had no problem with it at all. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it's supposedly a more common thing. I had just got over the whole thing worrying about that. They said that let's say later we decide we want to have another one,
Yeah.
they can still get the stuff.
No, you have to.
From
It's
my-
reversible.
Yeah.
No, it's not really reversible. They told me that it isn't really reversible. So I was nervous now because the truth is that they say it's reversible, but it may not be reversible.
I was going to
So
say it's not
instead
100%
you have it
reversible.
surgically. They can surgically extract the semen from where it
You
goes.
also, I'm sure you've heard this, but you also have like 3 months
Yes.
of ejaculation before you're in the clear.
Yes.
So it's like the running joke's like, I'll get that done in
Oh, it happened to a
12
buddy.
days, but
Yeah.
It
But I
took
have
forever to get the appointment.
I have a buddy who got
Oh,
his
yeah.
wife pregnant during that time.
Yeah.
Really?
4th kid, yeah. And yeah, I mean, obviously it's a
terrible.
blessing. It's a great thing, but you know,
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course.
it's tough.
yeah.
It's fucking tough. I don't know if I mentioned we brought up the Celtics, huh? So 6.1 billion.
Oh yeah,
The
sold.
championship
It finally went.
Celtics.
Yeah.
Thank God it's
Yeah, I'm just glad John Henry didn't buy it.
no, it's a North Shore guy too, which
Yeah.
it's I'm glad.
Do you know who it is?
I wanted it to
I have
be
no
The
idea.
name sounds familiar. Bill Chisholm.
Bill Chisholm.
Sounds like
Sound-
every other white guy in New England.
Except he's got
Bill
6.1
Chisholm.
Yeah,
Except he's got 6.1 billion to
Lives in-
throw at a basketball team.
Lives on the neck in Marblehead or something.
probably
Connecticut.
Yeah.
Nah, he's a North Shore guy, right? That
6.1 billion.
Yep, the largest price ever for an American professional sports team. Still has to be approved by the NBA's board of governors. They were
Yeah,
up 6.05 billion.
they're doing an
They're-
HBO
oh.
show on them.
On
Is it on
Bill
H-
Chisholm.
No, on the Celtics.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
I
right
was
here.
disappointed that UNC wasn't going to be on the Hard Knocks anymore because they floated that for a minute. I know we wanted to talk about Bill Belichick
Oh yeah.
Oh, how can
because they were going to put UNC on Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
But
They're not now?
No.
Oh, I
Which
heard
is
a little bit about
disappointing.
that.
There's a little
Yeah.
Bill Belichick for you. right
That's
here.
not like him. I was shocked.
Oh, is he the one that put the Knicks on it? Or
I don't know. I mean, probably.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think so? I mean,
Yeah.
this is
Makes
the most
sense.
we've ever seen anything about him
Yeah.
since he's got a 24-year-old girlfriend.
Well, that's
Okay.
up there now, actually.
Oh, good.
Hilarious.
I'm sorry. I was up there. My fault.
No, listen,
Bad.
I don't know.
I'm
I mean,
a
how
bad
old is Bill
engineer.
Belichick, bro?
72. And
Is he
she's-
really?
And she's 24.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's a little strange.
I mean,
Silent Dave, what do you think?
I didn't even hear the Celtics were sold.
Well, now we're talking about
Jesus.
now we're talking about Bill Belichick being 72 and
Get
his
the
girlfriend being
paddles out for
24.
this guy.
he doesn't care. He's a Yankees fan.
Oh, man.
Oh man.
And only because of that,
Oh, wait,
too.
no, here's
he
my
doesn't
favorite-
even like
hey, here's my
baseball.
favorite
So
thing.
it's not even like he likes the Yankees. He likes that you don't like the Yankees.
No,
and
but-
that they're champions.
No. My favorite thing is we're
Oh,
talking
no,
about the
during
Celtics.
The years of the Yankees, really,
They were great.
you know, the rivalry, like a height.
Yeah, it was a great time to be
Like,
a Red
nobody-
Sox fan.
Yeah, I know.
Hey,
I know.
Are you from here?
yes.
I am.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
But we were talking
My
about the
No
favorite
Celtics.
pride at
bro.
all, huh?
No, I do. I don't.
doesn't.
You
don't
liked
think-
Mariano Rivera. That was your guy.
I think Rivera was a good.
Yeah,
He
that
didn't
was your
watch
guy.
a single
He was.
game
I know.
ever.
Go ahead.
He
Go
never
ahead.
watched a single
Bring
game.
I couldn't name fucking 3 players on
What, on the Yankees?
Yankees. Well, I don't even
Some
want
of
to
the
do that.
greatest
To
teams of all time.
I mean, that was had to have been one of the best times for baseball.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ever.
Look at all the characters in those years, right?
Yeah.
And then look what you got for Boston too. You got Millar.
Yeah.
Go boy up.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Sold
that
a
was
lot of
after the
shirts.
first one.
Sold
but-
a lot of shirts.
Yeah.
I know, I believe so. But I was going to say
They got
A-Rod,
hammered.
right?
Yeah.
Remember that?
And
Remember
they
that
won.
clip? Like,
Yeah,
I
that
can
was
picture
after the
Herald
first
from
run.
the day after the game with A-Rod.
The
where they
first
put
one?
and they put like a purse on him when he was running up the first base line, and he had a
Oh, yeah.
I forgot it was from an 04, one of the games in 04 that they came back.
Belichick.
Oh, with
and
the, yeah.
won
Big
4
Poppy.
straight,
Yeah.
right? What was it?
Yeah.
That was
Against
04.
the Yankee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Extra innings. It's unbelievable.
I'm sitting over
I'm
laughing
still
because we're
pulling
talking about the Celtics.
Yeah.
Then
Sorry.
Bill Belichick comes up and we're like, Dave, what do you think of Bill Belichick? And he's like, I didn't even know the Celtics were sold. And Lawrence goes, he's a Yankees fan, and brings up the Red Sox. I mean,
I'm on delay. I
I'm
don't know
on
what-
fucking delay.
I was like,
Where'd the Red Sox come from? But I was at, I mean, we were saying,
You
Dave,
can't be a bunch of Boston people and not talk about the Red Sox.
It happened. It came up. Listen, these
Yeah,
are all.
the yoga pictures are wild.
what do you think, Dave, about a 72-year-old and a 24-year-old in Belichick? I mean, he has a ton of money though.
Yeah, there was something about.
I would
that
invite
he
him to the
has her
house.
on
Can you
the-
imagine what his balls look like?
Sorry.
He has no. Sorry,
No,
there was some stupid meme about he has her on all the emails of the whoever he's coaching now. Who is he coaching now?
UNC.
UNC football.
UNC,
Yeah.
right? So they were making jokes that he's running us.
He wants
But I
her
mean-
attached,
Yeah,
so she's involved.
Right,
He wants
and
her
everything.
involved in all the emails. Hey, listen, I heard a thing on the Hillman show. Wiggy was going, the P, good P will make you do some shit. He's like, he was like, it was hilarious.
Well,
I was driving in the
Yeah.
truck, dying laughing, hearing that because it's so true.
I mean, you can't get any more. I don't give a fuck than showing up with the 24-year-old as a 72-year-old.
He
I
seems
mean,
so
whatever
happy,
he's
which
at.
Dude,
is
she's
rightfully
like walking
so.
through the airport with fucking
But-
a backpack on, like a little kid. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is going on?
Look at supposedly she has things set up, like she has all
She
the
does look
tripods.
very young.
Yes.
She's not like an older looking 24-year-old.
She's doing the airplane. She's
Yeah,
like, come on,
yeah.
let's do this. We're gonna put. we want
I'm
this."
sure I'm sure she really loves him, and
Yeah.
they're each other's people.
Hey, whatever.
It is
Yeah.
whatever
So
works,
what?
right? She's
When you think about the dynamics, it gets weird. You're like,
what's that
Really?
conversation? You know how much
Yeah, yeah.
annoying shit he's got to be putting up with just to be like
that's
just
what
a,
I'm saying, right? That's what I was thinking on the way here, actually, was like, at that age, like, I don't think I just turn on some porn, like it's like,
Yeah, really.
sorry if I'm getting a little inappropriate, but it's like,
No.
I wouldn't want to deal with a 24-year-old girl at 78.
70,
like,
yeah,
go,
really?
go fishing or something,
72-year-old
Yeah, and you're
guy,
about to
like-
start coaching again.
Yeah.
It's like how it.
Well, I wouldn't want to deal with that either, but that's like a different breed, though.
Yeah, I mean, like you said though, I can't imagine just from looking at these pictures of her, and I'm not trying to be a jerk. I don't know. She could be extremely interesting. I don't know. But just looking at them, imagine the conversations he's got to go through. Like, imagine listening to music with her and being like, who? Huh? And her trying to explain what she likes to you and what's going on in her world. You're like, what? Why? You know what I mean?
Well, supposedly they're able to have very good conversations. Like listen, I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, put it this way. I have a daughter now, and if
I'd be pissed if
my daughter ever was dating a professional athlete that was really like unbelievable, okay? And she brought him and she told me she was dating him or she met him, I would say, yeah, bring him. I'd like to meet him. Maybe get something signed.
And he's 72
and then I
years
grab
old?
him and I pull him close and tell him no. Yeah. Because if either
72-year-old guy, dude.
my daughter isn't,
bring
I
that
don't
guy
want her
around me.
dating anybody until she graduates high school. That's going to be what I'm going to push for. We'll see how it goes.
My daughter's
I'm
not
pushing
dating
for it.
a 72-year-old man, 24 years old.
Never.
As
You
long
would
as
never
I'm
let it
alive.
happen. So do you think hers?
It's absolute. Yeah. You would just hope it kind of makes you want to do some research. Like, what are her parents like? You know, like, so I don't
Fans of-
so I don't make
fans of the
that mistake.
Patriots.
Yeah. Fans of the Patriots.
Obviously,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah, big sports fans.
and then you're like,
Where
how
did she
often
come
is it
from?
really
Is she
happening?
a celebrity? Like what?
That's what I'm saying. I have no idea.
Yeah.
You would assume she's not because this is her way to become a celebrity.
Yeah.
No, who knows? Well,
Or she was on some bachelorette show or something. Maybe I don't know.
Does she
I have
social
no
media
idea.
now?
I'm sure.
oh,
Right, so
she's.
she must have blown up with the social
I'm
media.
sure she
I'm
has
sure she
social
had.
Blown up
Listen,
with that,
most
right?
people have social media.
No, I know, but does she have like a presence?
Zach didn't. Zach didn't. You didn't have a
What?
smartphone, right? Oh, you didn't get your first smartphone.
Yeah, 2020. I had a flip phone.
Wait,
Yeah.
that's a story. What happened? Why? How come you didn't have a?
I just had a flip phone forever.
Wow.
Were you living?
And
in
then
that?
once I got a smartphone, I was like, oh, I might as well put some use to this.
Yeah, right. Let it rip.
Yeah.
Started filming shit with the cameras.
And here I am. I've had one for a long time. I ain't done shit with mine.
Nick, you don't.
Yeah. Sometimes I
I
like to go back, but
I used to post, and Nick told me, "Don't post.
I
Don't post that." And then I
Well,
stopped
you would
posting.
post like that you liked the girl. Like you'd be like, hey,
Yeah, it was
this-
terrible.
You know what I mean?
Hey, I needed
Yo,
somebody
you
to
know
tell
who
me
you
not to do
are.
it.
You broke my heart tonight. I'd be like, bro, don't write that shit on your fucking social media, dude. Like,
Thank God you did, because I still get the memories,
that's so funny.
and I'm like, oh man, wow. Thank
Yeah,
God
so
you.
cringe.
Why didn't you say this
Right?
stuff sooner?
Fucking-
Hey,
we
now
all have those moments.
right the
Most of us
Facebook
do.
memories. I mean, that's a
Yeah,
great
yeah,
bit.
yeah. That is a great bet.
The
You're right.
problem is, that's what makes me think that I could do stand up. But the problem is, I have great stories.
Yeah.
I just don't know how to word them.
Like
Without,
your Facebook memories, you go back to when the first time someone ever posted their profile picture with like a flag of a country that they were trying to be like, I support. It's like the first time you ever saw it and you did it. And then you go on and you realize that it's just ridiculous, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And you look and you're like, holy shit, I had fucking, what the fuck? You see that memory of your profile picture? I don't know.
no, yeah, Facebook. It's
That makes
it's
any sense at all. Sorry, you could cut that out.
cattle. Maybe.
I feel like I've deleted most of the embarrassing stuff off my Facebook. Every time I get an embarrassing memory or something, I'm like, let's go back and delete that.
Oh, you can do that?
Oh yeah.
Told you that.
I mean, it'll always be somewhere,
I'm
but
so bad.
it won't. You won't have to see it anymore every year. On
Yeah, well,
December
no, I'd like to
14th.
delete it.
Yeah.
I would like to delete
Yeah.
the post.
Yeah.
I don't know why I haven't been doing that.
well, someone told me not to delete the old stuff, like if it's about your content. because you
Yeah,
never know,
on
someone might click
Instagram,
on
you don't
something.
want to delete anything. You want to You always want to archive.
Someone
stuff.
might click on it and be like, "Oh, this is funny," and share it, and then it just blow up, and you don't know.
Yeah.
Again, another one of those things that it just needed a little bit more algorithm juice to get going. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't even talking about this, but I don't know if you guys saw this little news clip of Alec Baldwin's wife fucking embarrassing him in front of everybody on.
Is
an
that the
interview.
one that pretends she's Spanish, but
Yes.
she's actually from Medford or something?
Yes, I never. Hey, I've never seen this specific clip, so don't get mad at me if
The
if
Rock's
it's a
wife
waste.
is from Linfield.
But
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I mean, we're awesome.
where's the voice?
Especially
here?
Massachusetts.
Lawrence, you have me muted over here, bud?
I don't think. Oh yeah, sorry.
All right. So here it is. Like they're being interviewed on some entertainment television, and his wife's being interviewed, and he says, I'm just going to tell you because I'm not going to fucking rewind it. And I'm going to press play right now.
I'm sorry.
But he says, you're great.
You're a winner. Oh my God, when I'm talking, you're not talking. No, when I'm talking, you're not talking. This is why, yes, we'll have to like just cut him out of the show.
It's going to be great. You're a winner.
This is
Oh my God,
real.
when I'm talking, you're not talking.
Watch him
when I'm
walk
talking,
away.
You're not talking.
He like looks at the, they don't show it.
gosh,
He
this makes
looks
so
at the
much
camera
sense.
and then like looks at her and walks away like angry.
And
I don't know if they show that. I'd love to see if they show that. But
So she's obviously from GBL. It's obvious that she's from Revere, East Boston.
Yeah, but she
It's
like
mad
claims that she's like from South America now or something.
well, you heard her accent.
Yeah, which she is fake.
Well, I
I've
mean,
heard
she can
that.
be her lineage and her Spanish with when she does the thing. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't
Imagine-
matter what time she's from.
Imagine being so unaware of yourself that you embarrass your spouse on national TV, and
Yeah.
and he's the reason they're even talking to you.
Yeah, well, those people live in a different.
Different world. I hope I get that fucking
Dimension.
crazy, man. I'd like to be that crazy.
Yeah.
Live on another planet than I do now.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in relationships with crazy girls, and I that's all. Yeah, I saw that you had a normal one, and I was like, they're out there. Maybe I can find me one.
Thanks.
And then I find my unicorn, and I got a good one. She's not
Nice.
crazy.
Congrats.
I wasn't even thinking of it that way.
I'm sorry.
I'm thinking of it in the sense of like they're like he said, their life is they're so out of touch with reality.
Oh yeah.
You have to think about these people who have, who grew up in a world with and I know again we didn't talk about this, but endless funds. Like imagine being a little kid or an adult and a teenager and everything you want to go, like you're just getting up and going private this, private that. You have no idea. And then you come in contact with normal people like us and get punched in the face.
Yeah.
That's basically what ends up happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you say right. Well, because
And I don't mean to go in that direction with it, but I'm just saying, like you
It's
really
the re-
like
yeah.
come on. You think you're gonna, you can come up to someone in the real world and you're like,
not sheltered from
Right.
reality.
Yeah.
and you say something stupid, but it's got to be a totally different lifestyle, totally different bubble.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I got the
zero
TV over
concept
there.
of reality.
Oh, good.
It's been on the entire time, so you know.
I didn't know.
You're not gonna hear
I
it.
just heard it. That's all right. I'm sorry. Right. It's okay. They were talking about the Celtics.
So
Anyway.
the Celtics, $6 billion.
Yeah, $6 billion.
Billion would it be?
Well, speaking of basketball, I think this is might be the clip here, but I thought this was fucking hilarious. There's NBA player Grady Dick, and it's just a montage of the
You
announcers.
can't even say Grady Dick without laughing.
I know.
I know.
Hey, well,
it's like
this is just a montage.
a little kid.
One
of,
fan
this is
thinks
wrong
the
one.
counterculture
Wrong
icon
one.
is alive
listen,
and
I made
well.
a mistake. Don't be mad at me.
No,
Either top one or the bottom one. Let's see if I get one of them right. Yeah. So this is a montage of the announcers trying to just announce games where he's making good plays. And I heard this and saw it and thought it was hilarious.
Dick trying to penetrate inside. They try to go backdoor with Dick. Dick hard charging to the cup. Dick is going to score.
Dick was coming wide open back door. Dick couldn't hit it.
Dick goes down.
Dick rises up. Dick goes down. Mobile in. Dick is out.
Dick struggling big time tonight.
That's awesome.
I thought that was great. And the fact that it's real really made me laugh because, that was pretty good.
That's so funny.
I think Dickie's a great name in general.
Yeah.
The first name?
First name,
First
more or less.
name, yeah.
Richard.
Yeah,
Little
yeah.
Dickie.
What is
It's
that?
my wife's grandfather's name.
Really?
God rest his soul, but Dickie.
R.I.P. Rick.
Dick.
Dick.
Rick. Yeah,
How did-
Richard.
how
No, was
did
it me?
Richard
Was it Dick or?
evolve
Oh yeah, it was
into-
Dick.
No, it was Dick.
Yeah, it was Dick. Dickie.
Oh wow. So
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know how Richard gets. How do you get Dick from Richard?
I don't know, but
Is
I
that what you
like
just
it.
said? Sorry.
No, that's what
That's what I
Dave
just
said. Yeah.
So
I feel like anybody.
So the Celtics, $6 billion.
I don't know why I don't know why anybody cares who owns sports teams.
Because hey, the only time I think it makes sense is if the person's from there.
Yeah.
Because if the person's from there, then
Yeah,
you know they're
that's
not
true.
going to. Look at what happened to Dallas.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark Cuban
That's
sold
true.
the place, and the first thing they did was they got rid of their
Yeah.
generational player.
He paid
I don't care who owns it either.
$177
Oh.
for the Mavericks.
No.
Mark Cuban did.
Oh, you just
And he
joked.
sold it for $100 billion.
Yeah.
No, it was some crazy.
Yeah.
Made all his employees millionaires.
Yeah.
I know.
Imagine.
I know he gave up.
So-
Well, no, that was a couple of companies ago, I think.
No,
right?
all the
He
Mavericks
profit
when
shared?
he sold the Mavericks.
When he sold the Mavericks, too?
He made all the people that worked.
He did that every company so far.
Yeah.
So they call Richard Dick because from the medieval England, from practicing rhyming nicknames, where Rick, shortened rhymed, evolved into Dick. So same thing, growing up, my name's Nick, so you can imagine the creativity, children trying to hurt your feelings.
Oh, yeah.
I still don't get that. So how did Richard turn to Dick again?
Richard to Rick, Rick to Dick.
Well, how did Rick
That's
get to
it.
Dick?
That's how.
That's what they say. That's what AI overview
Wow.
tells you.
Well, because there's no other
it's
logical
gotta be true.
reason
Yeah.
of how.
Yeah.
Because
what
they
I'm
were
saying.
making
It's a
fun of
very
some kid.
odd-
Imagine. They were
It's
making
an
fun of
odd
Richard
progression.
for little Ricky. Fucking break calling him a
But
dick.
it rhymed with Dick.
Yeah. I don't know.
Listen, I named my son, after me, and I gave him a rundown on immediately. He's like a little kid, and I'm telling him how to, like, if a kid calls you this, what's his name? He'll tell me a kid's name at school, and I'll be like, you call him this. And he'll be like, oh, that's a good one, Dad. I'm like, don't tell you. I told you. He's like, what is a cock, Dad? And I'm just like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. When he cries and asks his parents, he'll know. But yeah, I like lined him up with like comebacks immediately.
You got
Listen,
it.
it's gonna come. Don't let it bother you.
Yeah. I know.
Well, speaking of getting digs, I mean, there's something that I wanted to ask you. A flatlander. What the fuck is a flatlander? Because
Well, I am one, believe it
You're
or
a flat
not,
earth guy.
So. No, yeah, well, there's a difference between flat earth and flat. Which one are we talking
Well,
about?
I want to know what flatland is. Then that's a good question.
Where'd you get the flatlander?
from you saying that people up in New Hampshire call you a flatlander
Oh, yeah.
because you're from, you're not from up where you live.
Yeah.
I
Well,
guess.
people from Flatland. Yeah. Anyone
If you weren't from the mountains,
exactly. Yeah. And it's like
but is
the
it really
same-
mountains or is it?
Yes, there's mountains.
Yeah. I mean,
yes, Pop, yeah.
I would say so. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely different. For
Right.
sure.
What part of New Hampshire are you in?
Kingston, you said?
Springfield.
No, that's where I grew up.
Oh.
So yeah, Kingston. I mean, that's like I grew up like a half an hour from here, basically.
Yeah.
But now I live like 2 hours north.
Oh,
Well, because I mean, you talked about Hampton Beach. You
Yep.
talk about Beverly. You talk about like the North Shore stuff, Lynn,
Yeah.
Revere Beach. You made fun of Revere Beach one. It's
Yeah,
it's so funny because like I came across a video that I followed on my personal page.
Yeah.
And now, since I started the podcast page, I got kind of like, lost in between bouncing back and forth,
Yeah.
So it's like
Oh,
all of
yeah,
a sudden
yeah.
I came across you and I went, oh shit, yeah, I'm following him on my personal page. I'm not following him on this, yet.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I was like, because I saw a video that said Revere and it flagged me to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
like, you mentioned Revere. It's
yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
I like the other one you do where I grew up in New England, but I don't think you can tell.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
Yeah. No.
I like those too. I'm just picking stuff off your page. But if you wanted to play, this is one right there that was pretty. I thought, I grew up in New England, but I don't think you could.
Oh yeah, this is the Jimmy's one.
Jimmy's.
Yeah, people get all up in arms about Jimmy's nowadays.
Well, it's funny
They
because
say it's racist.
What's a Jimmy?
What's a
What?
Jimmy?
Yeah,
it's
I
a
don't even-
chocolate sprinkle.
You don't know
Oh,
what Jimmy's are?
Jimmy's.
Yeah,
You
Jimmy's.
know what Jimmy's are.
That's
Or
Dave's,
condoms.
But
that's Dave's passive
We used to
aggressive.
call it
People are so wild on the internet though, because I made the Packy video the other day.
I saw that.
Hilarious.
and people are like, "That's racist for Pakistani." I'm like, "You are really
What?
stretching."
Wait,
right
that's
now.
why.
Like,
That's why we call them Packies.
no,
No, we've been calling
Because-
them Packy since we were kids.
Yeah, I'm
no,
just
they're
saying
called
because
it's
they-
a package store, but
Yeah, right. Okay.
they were
'cause I
like,
was
"You
gonna
shouldn't
think-
say that. That's a racist term."
Well, now
It's
the
like, not in.
Pakistan-
I've never even heard that before.
neither.
It's like
Everything's
people
can be
just
re-
make shit up. It's like
I know, but now
love
they own
yourself.
all the convenience stores, so it makes sense.
Yeah,
So now I can.
I now you just made it.
yeah.
Hey,
Now we're getting racist.
now, yeah, bro. I mean,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oops.
The latest issue of Gigantic Gases has arrived.
Jesus.
That was great. Oh God.
Yeah, you did the pocketbook one was good too.
Yeah, pocketbook. I didn't. I know.
Today's word, pocketbook. Pocketbook. I don't know. That's a book. Pocketbook. All right, a pocketbook is a bag predominantly used by women to store their supplies. Okay, so like
gotta add that in
not
nowadays.
here, pal. It's a pocketbook. All right, can you put it in a sentence just so I can see the difference? Hey, I think your mom left some butts in her pocketbook. Welcome to New England.
Lights.
I think your ma let some butts, which is hilarious because it's exactly how we would say it.
Yeah, I can smell the leather.
Hey, one of my favorite things ever is when in a movie here in our accent is Bill Burr in the Heat movie when he's going, "Are you a knock? A knock."
Bill Burr was in Heat?
Yeah, he was one of the brothers, right?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm just taking your word for it.
It was Bill Burr. It was Joey McIntyre. And then
Heat?
with
H-E-A-T?
the Heat with Sandra Bullock.
Oh, no. I thought you meant Heat with Al Pacino.
No,
I
no.
thought you meant with Al Pacino.
No,
as well.
what's the other one with Heat? Heat with Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy.
Oh, I don't know that one.
No, that wasn't
Oh,
called
no.
Heat.
Please tell me I'm not. I feel like a boob. But Sandra Bullock.
I know. I somehow, hey, this is one of those funny ones. But yeah, The Heat. It's funny.
The Heat.
If you said The Heat, we would have known what you were talking about.
I don't think I've seen that.
Wait, you never saw this movie?
I don't think so.
Oh, you're welcome. It's a good one.
Oh, nice.
It's funny. But anyway,
It's on my list.
there's a scene in there where they're at the dinner table and they're all from Boston. And
Yeah.
they're like looking at her and like, "You a knock?" And she's like, "A what?" She's like,
I
"A
did
knock."
see it. Now I remember
And
it.
she's like, "A
You said-
narc? A narc? Am I a narc?" Anyway, all right, I guess not. Dave, if you saw a movie,
I never saw that.
I
No, we
no
don't.
shit.
There's a thing here with Dave. I haven't seen a lot of movies. But
He hasn't
so
seen
what
any
are you doing?
movies.
What do you got coming up, man? What do you got coming up for
I'm at the
shows?
comedy scene next Saturday night, Patriot Place. That's
Nice.
probably the bigger
That's a
show
ride.
that.
Is there some place?
It's not for
right
him.
now.
Yeah.
What's that?
Is there some
Like a
place you want me
3-hour
to
ride for
pull
you.
up to show where it is? Or
No. Everybody knows where Patriot Place is. It's literally. I mean, you can see the
Yeah, it's at
stadium
the
from
stadium.
there.
Nick
Have you
does
guys
it.
been to that venue yet? It's
No,
nice.
I haven't.
Yeah, they get good comedians there. It's like 100. It's like a big conference room basically, but it's like legit right outside the stadium. So it's
Oh, it must be sick.
yeah, it's pretty sweet.
We poured the concrete for the tower.
Nice. That's sweet.
Yeah, that was cool. I mean,
Yeah.
it's and then I had to leave.
You need. Yeah, I feel like you need to have a son so you can tell him that.
No,
I don't think your daughter's gonna appreciate that. The
I
same
think.
way.
Well, hey,
I could tell
It's like
you.
if my
we're
old,
gonna find
it's like my
out.
old man fear. I put the windows in, and that skyscraper
Dude.
right there.
I'm the
Yeah.
worst. Like I did a ton of stuff. My
Yeah,
company did a lot of
yeah,
stuff in
yeah,
Boston.
yeah.
So we'll drive by and I'll be like, I've been in that building. We did work in that building. We did this job and that. My
got
kids and my
to,
boys
yeah.
are just like,
You're obligated.
which one?
To.
Which one? Which one? I'm just like, yeah. I feel like such a jerk.
I got pictures hanging over this edge, pouring the top floor of every floor
Nice.
in some of these sky. The
Yeah,
South
yeah.
Station Tower. I got some sick photos.
That's cool.
When did you say that was that you're going to be in Foxborough?
Next Saturday night.
Next Saturday
The
night.
29th, I believe.
And anything else coming up after that you planned? Or is it coming, after that you make the next plan?
Yeah, I mean, I have April schedule, but that's like the biggest right now.
You just
Pretty
basically,
good,
you're keeping your booking up, you're working out. Like
Yeah.
you hear comedians say we're doing stand out.
Rocky Balboa.
Doing stand up is like exercise and working out. You're going out there and you're practicing, you're working on your
I'm,
timing.
yeah.
I'm heading to a mic after this, so
No way, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm out at least like 3 or 4 nights a week.
Oh, good. That's
I'm
awesome.
working
Yeah,
on
no.
stuff, like
Yeah.
getting the feel for how to deliver the funny story that is funny.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
learning time. And I mean, obviously you already have this, but I'm saying, for me thinking about, because obviously I've thought about doing stand up.
Yeah.
And then I think about how much work it would go into to kind of write stuff.
That's what I was trying to say. It's like not that
and
everyone.
then I
does.
don't do it because of how hard it is.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Like it's crossed my mind before. Like you said, I think that I have these moments of funniness, and then I got people laughing around me, and then I'm like, I realized that it's way more than people. It's like I said, that's why I compared it to fighting, because my brother is like, you watch your UFC and my brother will be like, I would beat that guy. And I'm just like, dude, I've trained like UFC.
Yeah, you absolutely would not.
What you would get yourself into.
Yeah.
But I know that I'll say to him, by the time you get into that situation, it's already going to be too late for you.
Well, and it's like, you know, fighting's different, but like stand up, you know, you're always still bombing. You'll listen to like some of the best stand up comedians in the world talk about, you know, still bombing, and like, especially going up and telling a story. You gotta like, because sometimes you'll write stuff and you'll think it's like a really funny part of the story, but it'll like kind of drag for too long. Yeah. So you kind of got to go up and like eat it a couple times, figure out what the funniest parts are, build off of those, eliminate the stuff that's kind of slowing it down a little bit. You know, it's like
part of the
time.
It really is.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, you telling a story at a bar to your buddies, they'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but people are paying for a ticket. They're not, you know, they want to laugh, you know? So,
right.
Yeah,
and they're not to actually hit it.
Yes.
I can't keep the attention of my cousin and my friends when I tell a story. It gets too long, and then it's like, all right. And I'm like, wait.
Yeah.
I'm almost there.
Yeah.
I'm almost there. And Nick will say, long story short.
That's my thing. Well, I say long story short before I say anything.
Yeah.
Before the story comes out and it's long. Well, what we got? Jim.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. You want to talk about Jim Morrison?
I don't know. What do you think? Have you heard anything about this Jim Morrison? No.
They say all these people are alive.
Like Tupac's one.
Elvis. I remember the Elvis thing.
253,
Michael Jackson is recently.
Someone was saying
that he was live.
Someone was saying that someone was Elvis the other day. I can't remember.
I think I saw that.
Did you?
Dude. I did. I saw that. Like, it's crazy how many people. They say everybody's alive.
Yeah.
The one that blows my mind is the astronauts that died when we were younger.
Yeah.
And they'll like show you all these people, and their companies have like spaceships in them. And you're like, damn. Maybe this is real. So that's what you were saying earlier. And I was going to say, when you talk about conspiracy theories, I think I have a very similar approach. Very first thing I do is I look at it and I'm like, fake. And then within 2 seconds, I'm like, oh, damn. Telling my wife, I'm like, yo, did you know? They're saying that Elvis is alive. Like, you know what I'm saying?
They're fun to believe.
Exactly.
You know? It's like, they're not.
I like hearing it out.
Most of them aren't hurting anybody.
No, I like
I mean, here's one about Jim Morrison. I mean, I like Jim Morrison. I was a big Doors fan, growing up, man.
They say he's like a CIA operative, too.
I heard
Have you heard that?
I like that.
Have you heard that story?
No, but I like that idea.
They said that his parents were like, or his dad was like a CIA agent, and basically implanted him to like start the hippie movement. And that's like what a lot of these musicians were, you know, they didn't like the way the country was going with the protests in Vietnam, so they like implanted this, you know, the hippie movement, and like, you know, force fed him acid and stuff, basically, and kind of got him off track to more like, you know, just partying.
Distracting them, right? Distracting them.
Yeah, and then, it kind of makes sense, because then the 70s happened, and the 70s sounds like a shit show.
Died.
So this is
though all that too,
like in that time, right?
Yeah.
Morrison, Hendrix.
Did they?
That's the point.
Did they die?
That's the point.
I mean,
what's the
what? Yeah, it's like, and it's a big coincidence, right? I think I heard that too, like the chances of all these people dying by assassinations, like a 1% possibility or something, like.
So
there's a lot to it.
This conspiracy theory specifically. Yeah, right? No shit. This conspiracy theory of Jim Morrison is actually that he's a janitor in some school somewhere. Syracuse. But I mean, some of this.
That's wild.
This is a longer video, but
I don't know if that's how I'd want to spend my days. But.
No, I mean, unless
the counterculture icon is alive and well in Syracuse, New York.
This guy's made it to documentary.
A wild theory about Morrison is circulating online thanks to a documentary out now on Apple TV+. Filmmaker and self-professed Doors superfan Jeff Finn dives into the long-running theory that Morrison faked his death. Morrison was buried before an autopsy was performed, and news of his death was kept secret for 6 days.
Oh, he's dead now?
Did he actually live out his lyrics to
Jim
the
Morrison.
first song on the Doors' final album?
The guy dead
and pull
that
off
they think is
the
Jim
Rambo
Morrison?
Vanishing Act.
No.
He went to a bar in Boston. They said, "All right, Mojo, let's go."
Finn speculates that Morrison faked his
Gotta
death
keep on
and assumed
rising.
the identity of a maintenance man named Frank living in Syracuse.
Frank says he's not
Believers
Jim
say a
Morrison,
number
by
of
the way.
eerie
Yeah, I'm sure.
coincidences justify
Frank
the theory.
Rizzo, open your fucking ears, jackass.
Frank.
There's a Robin Williams guy. I mean, there's just a guy for everybody.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's believable. I mean, I'm sure someone has faked their death, right? If I was,
yeah.
you know, if you got to think, if you had like an endless supply of money and you could just
There's no such
disappear.
I know.
Oh, there's such a thing.
Oh my God.
Fuck you, money?
Of course there is.
Yeah,
Are you kidding me?
totally.
Yeah.
And you just didn't want to do it anymore. And you were like, yeah, I'm just going to move to Guatemala and
Well,
live
here's
under
the
a
but here's the
coconut
reality.
tree.
Listen, I know, right? But here's the reality of moving to Guatemala.
Yeah.
Is that then people from Guatemala
I agree.
find out that this white
yeah.
guy moved in.
I do.
It's got endless money, and they come and they duct tape you and your family, and they kill you, and they
Oh,
take all that
yeah.
cash.
I didn't know we were going there.
No, I'm just saying, but that's
Everything with us will end up in like.
But
that's the reality.
I will agree that I think it's probably harder to do nowadays because
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like
so-
everybody
right.
has
We're
a
all small.
phone. Everyone, you know,
Back in the
even
night.
like these, you know, third quote unquote third world countries. It's like everybody's got a phone, you know. So it's like, yeah, you'd think people would be discovering these people too. So who knows though? Jim Morrison's up
Yeah.
in Syracuse.
Right?
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, a handyman.
I wish I could remember who they were saying Elvis was because I want to say it was Trump, but I don't. It's
No,
like,
Trump
but then
Trump put out a meme of like a split screen, his face and Elvis.
yeah, okay, that's what it was. Have you heard that conspiracy? The journey of Baron Trump or something?
Oh my God, the book.
That there was a book written in like the 1800s. That's like, have you heard this?
Yes. Recently, someone told me about it, and I was like, oh, they said, have you heard this? And I said, no.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot.
Yeah, I don't know like the ins and outs, but it's like the journey of Baron Trump, and like apparently there was like a man named Donald in the book that like, you know, mentored him, and so it's like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like travels and adventures.
I like hear some of this stuff, and I just like keep on moving too, you know, because I'm like, that's a little too weird for me. And if it's true, like, you know,
well, like you said, there's supposedly one like
Trump collection.
There's the Baron Trump collection, Travels and Adventures of Little Baron Trump and his wonderful dog Bulger.
It's wonderful.
But like, you know, long story short is I just said that by accident. Like you said, there's the conspiracy that, or it's a fact. I don't know, but I mean, I wasn't prepared for it. But no, it is what it like about the book with Baron Trump, and that, and one of them, I think his father becomes like the president of something, right? Like it's like literally telling what happened. And if the book is real and unedited and that's true,
repeats
that's
itself, Nick.
And then you see all these doppelgangers from history too. Have you seen these?
Yeah, man, that always messes with my head. But is that AI? Is that one of those ones?
Yeah, you know, I mean, you don't know nowadays.
You know?
Yeah.
But
So that's why it's like you can't. You just gotta kind of have fun with it, right?
I agree.
I like looking at it.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, like besides dumb stuff on the internet, and funny stuff, I like funny. You know what I mean? A lot of but I get a lot of this like old, like the history of stuff.
Yeah.
Like I send these guys. I had one where they talked about the saying "piss poor."
Oh yeah.
How it started, and it was like people that were poor used to save their piss and then sell it because they would stain leather.
Are you always talking about piss, dude? Second episode, this dude brought up piss.
Hey, I will say this. We talked about pissing in the shower, and we got so many messages from people agreeing that they piss in the shower. We got women pissing in the shower telling me that they piss in the shower, and that they were like,
which is gross because you can't even aim at that point.
You know,
it's like,
yeah, you're right. Hilarious. Yeah. But they finally get the pee standing up.
That's a good point.
No, but anyway, so the pissing, anyway, so piss poor, and then the phrase that you were so pissed you didn't have a pot to piss in.
You were so poor,
and or a window to throw it out of. Think
yeah.
of how bad your apartment must have been if you didn't have a window.
Yeah.
So,
or even a pot to piss in.
Right. So there's the phrase where it came from, if anybody cared.
Fascinating.
No, I actually have heard that.
Really?
Yes, I've heard that.
It's awesome because I like when I hear those things. It makes me happy.
Yeah, I didn't know that they were using piss to stain leather.
Yeah, that was the thing. Yeah, they used to sell it.
In Peabody.
I
Peabody Tanners.
The tannery.
Oh, you're not
whatever.
even
What the fuck
kidding.
it was, right? It was like,
Well, Peabody is the Tanners is the name of their football
what
team.
it is? I don't know.
I don't know if I'm assuming there was some history there.
I was trying to inject some.
Usually don't
Boston
just
in
pick. You don't usually don't pick Tanners.
There's a
just no
joke
reason.
there somewhere.
Did you hear about the Celtics?
Well, somehow my algorithm.
He loves
Anyway, my algorithm gave me these people that eat raw stuff.
Oh yeah.
This guy's eating raw chicken and raw steak, and he's talking like he's super healthy, but he's not in shape. And it's like, it might not be working. But anyway, he started now recently drinking his piss.
Oh, dude.
And people,
Again,
and he's
Yeah,
talking.
that's like you're obsessed with piss.
It's the
Piss
third time.
obsessive.
I noticed that I piss in the shower pretty often.
More
When I'm,
piss.
I'm
Here
just
we are
saying,
back to
hey,
this
you know what's
again.
so funny is
You
my
call him
wife,
out
I
on
went
the
in my
piss,
shower
and
and
we get
my
more
wife
piss.
goes, did you notice the mat's gone? And I went, I didn't, but yeah, it is. And she went, yeah, now I know you're pissing in the shower. I took the mat out. And I was like, oh, thanks, honey.
Yeah, I know. I did.
Yeah, she's disgusted. Nick, listen, she's gross. Zach, do you piss in the shower?
I do not piss in the shower.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm not
Wow.
judging you, but
I'm judging you.
I don't want
Yeah,
my
I'm judging
pee
you.
on my body. You
I
know?
I don't.
I don't pee in the shower either, bro. There's
Yeah,
nothing
I
to
feel
be
like
ate.
there's like
It
too
just
much
happens. It's
splash
nice.
zone in there. I totally get it. Sometimes I want to, but
Really? Do you wait?
I do. I don't.
Good for
the-
you.
The
Nick
thought
does
of
too.
splashing, I don't like it.
No, I'm glad
I'm
to
too
see
much
the
of like
numbers.
yeah.
My kids,
glad to
my
see
kids
the
shower in my shower.
numbers.
Because they weren't matching up. They weren't really matching up. You know what I mean?
Well, the last time we talked about 3 people out of 4 of us did, and I was. the one who didn't.
I think it's a pretty normal. I would say, yeah, people that don't are probably in the minority. I don't know.
Yeah, I like that.
And then there's the other percentage that
I don't want pee getting on my feet.
Well, not only
You
that, like
know?
my
I
kids
get
use
it.
my shower
Yeah.
sometimes, and you know.
I have my own shower that I use. Right.
Yeah.
So,
you just
hey,
piss
yeah,
everywhere.
right
You
now
should change the podcast name to "Pissing in the Shower."
Shower shoes.
I've talked about pissing in the shower more than ever in my entire life.
There was a number of angles.
Yeah,
To the urine talk.
yeah. We're pot to piss in the shower. What was the
Who
other
knew
one?
there were so many angles?
I know, man. You're
Probably
large.
because they was
Hey, it's
piss
funny.
poor
Pot to
per-
piss
per-
in
per-
is it sounds like a
precisely.
pretty good name for a podcast. Actually,
Pot to piss
The
in?
Pot to piss in podcast. It's got a nice ring to it.
Well, his algorithm went from.
Did you say
farts-
pod to piss in?
That's even better.
Yeah. His algorithm went from
The pod to
farts
pissin'.
to pissing. So now
Yeah.
That's the new name.
the pod to piss.
Yeah, figuring out how to do all the technical stuff was so hard that I couldn't imagine changing anything or starting anything again. I needed help along the whole way,
Yeah.
you know, and then finally I got it now to a point where I can do what we do,
Yeah.
you know, which is nice. It's a good time.
Yep.
I mean, making videos where you're like editing and, you know, changing outfits
Yeah.
or doing stuff like that. I mean, it took learning how to do it, I'm sure.
Yeah. It's stupid.
It's right. I know.
Listen,
I
it's
know.
the whole point of it is it's funny. and
Yeah.
it's fun
I
and-
mean, it's like, it's funny because I worked with a guy a couple weeks ago to promote his show. I don't know if you've heard of him, Dude Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's out in Colorado, but he's got like a whole team now, you know, like
Really?
that edits his videos. And like at one point, he just like basically handed me off to somebody else that was like, oh, yeah, I work for Dude Dad. I'm
Oh,
like,
wow.
This must be nice.
Good
Yeah,
for
right.
you. Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
we're making money from it.
Yeah.
It's.
Well, he's got like millions of followers on every platform, you know. So
Right.
it's like, and
Multiple.
he's been doing it for like at least 10 years, I'd
Wow.
say. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've followed him and then realized, you know, because he built cool stuff
Yeah.
for his kids.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it was, you know, I was just like,
Interesting to see, right?
Yeah.
you know, and it was like, oh wow, what a great idea.
Yeah.
And I'm somebody who I need to see stuff to even think of the
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And then that strikes my creativity of, oh, that's how you did it. Okay,
Yeah.
wow, I didn't even think of that. So anyway, but I didn't have kids, but now we do.
Yeah.
So hopefully he
I'm
keeps.
sure your daughter's gonna want you building all types of stuff.
Absolutely.
I was so happy that her Power Wheels, she got her first truck. she got a little mini pickup truck identical to mine.
Oh yeah, nice.
So, and it has the remote control because she can't even reach the pedals. Like,
Yeah.
Like it took a long time for me to be able to. I'm only kidding. But
I feel your pain.
right? And it was funny because seeing her in it, you know, her first vehicle, I forgot where I was going. Sorry.
This is why we don't want him to tell stories.
Precious moments.
He tells the story and then he just goes blank in the middle of it.
I think that was the point of the story. It's just, it's a cute moment.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
I'm glad that someone.
She's turning 1. We bought her first car.
It is.
Yeah,
nice.
it's incredible.
Her first truck. Anyway.
we got New England. We're all New England dads, but this is, New England dad. So, obviously you can follow him on Instagram, Zach Remi. Right.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, it's go see a show.
Go see a show.
You got shows going to be coming up
weekend.
I'm sure you're going to be booking.
Yep. Yeah.
Summer's coming.
Summer's actually slow for comedy.
Really?
Yeah, because everybody wants to be outside and stuff. But
I didn't know that actually.
I'm dying to go to an improv show. My brother-in-law says that they're the best.
Yeah.
And I think it would be fun because
where?
I mean, Boston.
Yeah, the Asylum or something. Those people are funny. I don't know if you follow them on Instagram, but they have a page, the Asylum. That's like who does the improv mostly in Boston, and they put out some funny skits. Like she dresses, the one girl that works there, she dresses up in like 1700s clothes and walks around Boston asking people ridiculous shit and stuff. It's pretty funny.
I would love to go see a show in. Definitely.
This show, it is great. Yeah. Like, I didn't really realize it before I started doing stand-up, but it's like you can go see a show in Boston almost any night of the week, It's like
we happened to be in Boston one night having dinner, and then we were like, hey, let's see if we can catch the next show at the Improv.
Yeah.
We were, it just so happened that the summer and or whatever the season, actually it was cold. But yeah, and we ended up not doing it because we couldn't get seats. It was all sold out.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm bummed out because I'd like to do it. I think it would be a lot of fun. And then you think of the movie Ted when they're at the thing and they're going, 9/11. And they're coming up with ideas.
Oh, they're just yelling terrible
and they're
shit
like, tell us something this, and they're going, the Titanic.
I saw Ted, but I don't remember that movie.
I want you to know something. It's just because you're sitting near the camera. I'm not really looking at you to
all right.
I was looking at you this whole time.
I didn't think that you saw Ted.
Okay.
Which I want you to know.
Ted. I've seen
Ted.
You
have?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, but I don't remember that part. What were they?
They go to the Improv, and it's obviously.
Okay. I don't know.
And it's hilarious, and they're throwing out stuff to fuck with the improv actors.
Yeah.
They're asking for stuff, and they're just giving them terrible shit. Tell us something. The guy's going like this. Give me something good. And he's going 9/11. Pretty great. It's awesome. That's such a classic. I mean, a funny.
That was a great movie.
I think the Teds are like up there with top Boston movies, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a funny movie. Yeah,
I didn't see
the Tom
sequel.
Brady
I
scene.
saw the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. A friend of mine worked on that. Worked on the second one, and he sent me all pictures of the weed fields.
Oh yeah,
because he was, he's a union, whatever it is, the carpenter. The sets. Sean McDermott, he's Irish. He just called me a fucking dago, Larry, you fucking dago, that bastard. And he said, the cunt word a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's Nick. It's late enough.
Yeah.
No one.
What else we got on this list here, dude? Anything?
Wait, let's see. We got the piss.
We got piss. Different types of peeing in different places, and then we discussed peeing.
And now here's a word from Depends.
All right, I got one more. I got one more. This might be good. Ready? All right, you got to get rid of one comedian. Okay, one comedian has to go. I'm gonna give you 4. And part of...
you're going to give me 4?
Yeah. Now
I have one that just came right to me.
No. So, this is going to be tricky, Zach. Ready? Okay. So I'm going to give you 4 comedians. One of them and all of their work has to go.
Okay.
All right? Nick, this would be in our messages. on the Instagram. Anyway, or whatever. We have Adam Sandler.
Yep.
Right? We have...
Who I currently have on my shirt. So
awesome. David Spade. I'm hoping that we can get him on the show while he's here doing a show next month.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll see if he checks his message. Anyway, so Adam Sandler and all the... Now, this is the big part of this thing. I want you to keep in mind.
Okay.
It's not just them. It's every movie that they were in
got you.
now is gone too.
Okay.
Not just the character, right?
All right.
So Adam Sandler,
Yeah.
Seth Rogen,
Yeah.
Jim Carrey,
Yeah.
or Dun Will Ferrell. Nick, let me...
I'm going to go Seth Rogen.
Really?
That's pretty easy for me.
Seth Rogen.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I think even he'd agree, but go ahead.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
That's a good point. I think he might agree too.
bad. Oh my God, I can't even think of the word name. What's the name of it?
He has some decent
No,
movies.
he had some
but,
good movies.
and it's like, yeah.
I would go with Jim Carrey.
Wait, I know,
Really?
right? But it's like,
Yeah.
man, Liar, Liar,
Liar, and Me, Myself, and Irene.
Pet Detective, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
The problem is we saw that so much that it's not funny anymore.
Bumblebee Tuna.
Even though it is funny, I gotta ask you a question. And then the scene with the door.
Yeah. But like he also made like some more interesting movies to me too, like
Eternal Sunshine. You see that movie?
You know what? I don't think I have, or if I did, I didn't like appreciate it when I saw it. But
Right.
like the Truman Show is like really like
Definitely makes you
interesting.
think.
Yeah,
It makes me think. I think of that movie all the time. now.
Especially now that we're like all in this like social media world, it's kind of like it is the Truman Show, you know? So
Kinda, yeah, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, so we'll just start off with Jim Carrey and talk about Sonic the Hedgehog is his most recent work.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
actually
saying.
saw that.
Me too.
Yeah.
This is really kids.
Yeah.
This is the reason that it was like
Anchor.
if I had to pick, it was Jim Carrey because
Yeah.
he really doesn't give me something recent.
When was Seth Rogen's last one?
Horton Hears a Who. Did you ever see that?
No.
Your kids.
But yeah, he
Super
wasn't
Bad.
the Grinch.
I couldn't think of Super
yeah,
Bad.
Super Bad's good.
And me, I'm a stoner. So a lot of his comedy, I mean, even 40-Year-Old Virgin. Can you imagine not having 40-Year-Old Virgin?
Oh yeah, he was great in that movie.
That movie's unbelievable. I mean,
Pineapple Express.
Pineapple Express.
It's hard to think about not having Jim Carrey though.
I agree with you.
I don't know. I can do away with the Grinch.
Even when he showed up to, you remember when he showed up to the award show?
Oh,
And
classic.
He was like in
Jim
the long
Morrison.
hair and the beard,
And
and
him
he was in
smoking.
character the whole time. That was like I remember that from my.
That was when MTV played music.
Yeah,
videos.
exactly. Yeah,
It was awesome.
Dumb and Dumber.
yeah, Dumb and Dumber.
Listen, they're great. I know. But
Bruce Almighty.
Yeah.
Me, Myself, and Irene is one of my favorite movies.
Me
of
too.
his, dude.
Yeah.
Me too.
That movie's phenomenal. But those are the movies that you
Vegically
you'd have to
on aisle 7. Vegically. Looks like too much cream in the taco.
So that's some Jim Carrey, and then we jump right over to Sandler, who
Yeah,
No,
Sandler.
can't
even talk about him.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies ever is Grandma's Boy, and he's not even in it. He just and then
Good.
Then you find out that the guy that wrote it is the guy who was like that had the bed, Nick Swartzen.
Yeah,
He
have
had
you
the
seen
car
his
bed.
stand up?
Hilarious, huh?
He's so funny.
Yeah, I asked him to
he's
come on the
right.
show when he was here in Medford. He played Medford. He didn't have time for us.
Yeah.
It's all right. He was busy. I get it.
Yeah.
But I wish, because I would have loved to have talked to him about Grandma's Boy.
The wedding singer.
Because, please sit on my face. That was the best movie.
Yeah. That's like one of those
Dante.
cult classics. Dante.
Dante's one of my favorite. Like,
He's from
comic-
Massachusetts, isn't
No
he?
way, is he?
I think he is.
I wouldn't doubt it, but I
Yeah.
mean, he was great. Fuck,
A lot of those
Frankenstein.
guys are.
Because you smoke it and you're like, no one fucks
And then
with a
obviously
lion,
you got
bro. What?
Rogan, who we just talked about. I'm just flipping through this.
Yeah,
stuff.
Will Ferrell. He's another one where he's like, you can't, because Will Ferrell has so many cameos in movies, like Ben Stiller movies, his own movies. Like him and Stiller, you can't even consider. So it's either Jim Carrey or Seth Rogen, and it depends on preference.
Yeah, I was gonna say Will Ferrell, just his character in Wedding Crashers.
Oh my
God. The meatloaf. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, he has a lot of
That makes them horny.
And that was what, like a 10-minute scene, if that.
Kills it.
Yeah.
Listen, he was in Starsky and Hutch. He was in prison, and he's doing Do the Dragon.
Yeah.
And he just blows it out. How about Eastbound and Down when he does the cameo at the dealership?
I thought
That's a
Anchorman had some
great
funny
show.
parts to it too with him. You know?
Oh, Anchorman's great. Yeah.
Step Brothers. I mean, you can't. I mean, some of
That's
these movies are just
you can't. He's not even in the running.
Yeah.
So it's like those are
Talladega Nights,
it's
Wedding
almost
Crashes.
like any test where there's two answers that it could be. There's two answers that it couldn't.
Yeah.
You know, him and Sandler, no way.
Right. So, all right. So we've established. I think we all agreed on Rogan.
Yeah. I feel like it's
I'm
like
going
a
still with
generational.
Jim Carrey.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Okay.
Go
I'm
with
a
Jim
bigger
Carrey.
fan of
Respect
Seth
that.
Rogen. Pineapple Express
I
is
feel
my
like for
favorite
me, it's
strand
just like
too.
a generational thing. Like I felt, I grew up with Jim Carrey.
I was a big Jim Carrey was. I was like a big fan. I think he was one of my favorite. I saw
Like
Eternal
the-
Sunshine. I actually liked that movie. It's another one of those thought-provoking movies. But
Yeah,
the Truman Show is a movie, like you said, because of social media, but because of all the conspiracy theories of like Matrix and things like that. I'm constantly thinking of that movie for some reason and like the thought behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got something in honor of your snipping.
Nice.
Can't jump back to the first thing we talked about. Too late.
The other day, I pleasured myself to the image of Mrs. Buttersworth. She got me there like I was on the Express A train. Bing, bang, boom. Talk about a river of ejaculate.
Oh, come on.
A volume I had never seen in my lifetime. Now I know what the villagers of Pompeii felt like.
I gotta say, when he's just like going off the rip, not ad libbing, improving. When he's just going and recording and they're running it and he's just saying stuff and they're blooping because they can't keep a straight face at the stuff that he's saying. It's
Some of
best.
those they definitely make you laugh.
Oh,
That shows up every once in a while, that one.
That's
Makes me
another
laugh.
thing too, is him and Sandler were both on SNL and Rogan and Jim Carrey weren't, right? So
Jim Carrey
that's got to
was
count
on,
for something too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on In Living
Color,
Color, which was good.
old.
Let me tell you something.
Fireman Bill.
Let me tell you something. Yeah,
when you-
Jim Carrey.
When
is
you
awesome.
talk about those four, Rogan's like AA ball. Like he's not even in there.
I know, but he's in
Yeah.
movies that are my personal favorite. And I got two favorites of Jim Carrey's. Like Dumb and Dumb is great. I'm sorry, three. But Pet Detective, it was great the first time you saw it. There's
I
classic
rewatched
scenes.
it and definitely not laughed as hard.
No, just
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to lie, Billy Madison. It sometimes, you know what I mean? You've seen Billy Madison, so, at my age, I've seen it so much.
Yeah.
And it's old comedy now. It's different. It's,
Me, Myself, and Irene, though, I laugh every time I watch
every time, 100%. Me, Myself, and I is great. I love that one.
But,
It would be tough, but I waited out, and thank God Jonah Hill's grateful that I pick Seth Rogen. Because a lot of his movies wouldn't have made it.
Yeah.
And how about Kevin Hart in 40-Year-Old Virgin? You're saying a lot of words that I don't understand, so I'm gonna take him as a sign of disrespect. He's like, give me that warranty on the house. You know what I'm saying? Click, click. And then you got the two Indians guys going, looks like lead rain in the forecast. Oh, so funny. Anyway, all right.
So I think we covered everything that we were supposed to and more.
Yeah.
We
let it rip.
check. We got to check. Why do you have your little notebook? You get piss written down 3 times in here.
No, do I really?
No, I'm just kidding.
No. it should've.
Underlined.
Yeah, but
Hey, piss poor preparation by me.
we had Zach. Man, it was great to meet you. Great to
Yeah,
have you here.
thanks for
And,
Thanks for having me.
hopefully
Yeah.
you had some fun. Is there
Give
anything
Zach
that you
a
wanna
follow.
plug one more time before we go?
No, just look on my page if you're interested in coming out to a show. They'll always be posted there, and Yeah. Support local comedy. You know, I think it's important. And, you know, I think that's probably the only thing I'll say is after COVID, I feel like there is this like boom, but, you know, keep it going and go support restaurants, go support comedians.
People got to get out of your house.
Get out of your house. Yeah. It's easy to stay home, you know, especially with kids and stuff, but get out there. And
I know it's a hard sell.
The whole world out there off of social media, you know?
Yep. It's a hard sell, but go back to the office.
Yeah, I know, right?
But all right, man, awesome.
Well, give us a like and a follow and subscribe. Everyday Nonsense PC on Instagram. What did you do?
I don't know what
Let's see.